You guys got to thank the friends of the show for the support. We're talking about Barossa Transport. Barossa Transport offers comprehensive services for all your transportation and property needs, including vehicle transportation, heavy equipment hauling, property cleanup, and material delivery. Their dedicated team ensures reliability and efficient service, providing custom solutions tailored to your specific project requirements, whether that be an aggregate delivery, bulk water delivery, debris removal and disposal, hauling, dust maintenance and mitigation, heavy equipment transportation, property cleanup, you name it, they do it. Just call Barossa Transportation at 707-358-2859 for a free quote, or check them out on barossatransport.com.
This podcast is also sponsored by Thompson Construction. Let me tell you guys, Thompson Construction is an excavating and grading general engineering contractor based right here in Ukiah. They specialize in septic system installation and repairs, land and site development for residential, commercial, or agricultural, pond construction and lining, retaining wall construction, hillside grading, basically anything you can think of, these guys can do. They're also OQ certified for PG&E excavation and backfill, pool excavation, all that sort of stuff. So if you have some needs, these guys are the ones to call at Thompson Construction. They love what they do and they take utmost pride in their work and customer satisfaction with great attention to detail. No job too big or too small for these guys. Give them a call today for a free quote, 707-391-7679. That's Thompson Construction.
Let me tell you about our friends down at DC Customs. These guys are not only great at what they do, but they're also great people. We be chatting back and forth on Instagram. I see you guys. DCCustoms.net. No job, big or small, whether you want to Line-X your bed or pimp your ride. They do it all. Go down there, check it out. Even if you just need tires, they helped me get some new tires on my whip, and I'll tell you what, keeping me sure-footed in the rain. So DC Customs, you can check them out at DCCustoms.net or give them a call to get your project started at 707-463-2227.
Drew, have you heard of Mystic Bodywork yet?
I don't think so.
It's an awesome place that anybody can go for all sorts of health and wellness. They have massage there. They have red light therapy. They have facials and cupping. And the lady there, Bridget, is absolutely amazing and awesome. And it's such a cool vibe to go and get a massage there or to do some red light or whatever. And they also have opened up this new space called The Well, and they're offering health and yoga classes. They're offering crystal energy classes
to align my
readings.
chakras.
Yes, you need to get your chakras aligned, and I think this place is the place. They are super great. I can't say enough good things about them, but you should go check them out at mysticbodywork.com. You can go there and see their list of services. And also, if you want to call and just schedule an appointment today, you can do that at 707-380-4742. That's Mystic Bodywork here in Ukiah. My name is Carter Lane.
I'm Drew Nickel.
Welcome to the show.
Whether you like it or not.
Oh my God. I think you have a problem, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God.
Big problem.
Many big problems.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Like It or Not. I'm Carter Lane.
Drew Nickel at your service.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, thank you guys so much for listening and for tuning in and for sticking with us while we take breaks and all that stuff. We promise we're back in action now, and we'll be here every week for you right here.
Yeah, do us a favor. We're growing our new YouTube channel, so if you go check that out, Like It or Not podcast, please give us a like, a subscribe, make some comments, just help wake up the algorithm. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah, and the best way to find that is through our link in our bio on Instagram right now until we get some more subscribers, and you can search for it on YouTube. But right now, it's the link that click that link. As they
we're
say,
being shadow banned,
as the kids say. You know?
Yeah.
Are they going to cancel us now that we're on YouTube?
I don't know.
Can that happen?
I don't know. I think if you say the T word too soon,
Tarded?
No. What's up, boss?
The T word?
Yeah, Trump.
Oh.
If you say Trump, like it doesn't want to share your videos.
Oh, okay.
So,
You can come up here, dude.
yeah, don't mind boss.
Come
He's
on,
just
boss.
trying to figure out what's going on.
Come on.
He doesn't like the leather.
That's a fucking awkward dog.
He just doesn't know what he wants to do.
God, dude.
So how you like being back on the podcast, dude?
Yeah, it's great, dude. I was just saying, I have had a bunch of people come up and tell me that they're listening again, and that so a few new people that are like, "Hey, I've been checking out your podcast. I really like it."
And you're like, and are you listening or are you watching on YouTube?
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. I personally, we differ in this because I know you use YouTube all the time like a motherfucker, and you watch it in your Tesla while you're driving and shit. We've covered this. But for me, I don't use it that much.
Really?
Like at all. Unless I need to look up how to do something, I really don't use it.
What?
No.
Oh, dude, you're missing out. There's so much good stuff on YouTube.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't really use it.
What do you watch podcasts?
No, I don't watch them. I listen to them.
So you don't.
I don't know when
like
I
Two
would.
Bears, One Cave.
I listen to it.
You listen to it all. You don't watch it
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah, the only one I'll watch is Rogan on Spotify. If I'm like listening to it already, I'll just turn my phone sideways and the video pops up while I'm driving.
Yeah.
So that one sometimes I'll like pay attention to, but no, I don't really watch them. But I know people do, but I'm thinking like, having the video for us and these clips that we are releasing in these reels that Joseph, our main man over here, our new producer, is so excellently putting out for you guys. I think it drives people to want to listen or watch.
Yeah, whatever they want to do. I have to like set the YouTube down because I could just watch it all day long.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, not watch it, but listen to it.
Do you watch like streaming services like Netflix and all that stuff?
No, not really. I mean, sometimes, but I'll watch YouTube like TV because I like the 15-minute clips of things, right? Like rather than trying to watch a half hour of the news, right, with the commercials and all that, you could just watch a segment and it's like 8 minutes long, and I can get a few minutes here and there of what I want.
Okay.
Same with like Joe Rogan podcasts. I don't consume them in 3-hour portions.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like whatever clips he throws on YouTube, I'll watch, and then every once in a while, if one of those clips catches my,
Peripheral.
tickles my fancy, if you will, then I'll tune in for a long period of time.
Cool.
Which is kind of what I would imagine people start doing with this show.
Yeah.
Get these shorts and then go from there.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, are you glad it's over? I sure am.
Hey, you know my favorite part?
What?
Besides the whistle blowing the whole fucking game over and now it's done. I loved the part where they booed the shit out of Taylor Swift and applauded the shit out of Donald Trump.
Is that real? Did that happen?
Yeah.
Good. It's about time we got our fucking priorities straight around here.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know why everybody's freaking out, dude.
Well, I tried to figure it out. I was like on Twitter looking, and you have all these haters on Twitter saying Trump got booed. And I was like, I watched it, and it sounded to me like he was getting cheered. And I'm like, why are we living in this world now where we can't even tell what actually happened?
Yeah.
Like, did he get booed or cheered? I should be able to tell by just watching it, but yet it's all this clipped
bullshit ass AI fucking bullshit.
up. Dude, it's a weird place to be.
It is.
So T Swift got booed,
Yeah.
and Trump got standing O.
Yeah.
Good, great. And the Chiefs got smoked.
Yes. Miraculously.
Well, that's what happens when
amazing.
you have the refs do all your heavy lifting the whole season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge football fan, but even I know enough to know that like the first play of the Super Bowl,
It's absolutely ridiculous.
they score a touchdown. They're like, nah, we'll call that back over like him like licking his
Yeah.
helmet. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And it was pretty glorious. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
And then
Really glad they lost.
And then what about the halftime show? How'd you like that? I feel like the new judgment of whether you're cool or not is whether you liked the halftime show.
Okay.
If you didn't like the halftime show, you're a boomer ass. And if you did like it, then you're hella cool and you know what's up.
I did not like it.
No, of course not. That's boring, dude. It's hell boring.
So today, a few things on this. One, today I was scrolling through the whole, and I found a clip of Michael Jackson's halftime
Right.
show.
Yeah. Or I love Janet Jackson's halftime show.
Yeah. That one was one of the top 5.
Yeah.
For sure.
Unforgettable.
With my man JT ripping her boob off, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. What I couldn't
Let's get some talented fucking people up there.
dude,
Well, I just don't understand it.
my girlfriend in 8th grade was wearing the same pants as Kendrick Lamar.
That also
what
stood
the
out to me
fuck is he
too.
wearing bell bottoms for, dude? Those are
That also stood out to me as well.
bro, dude. Almost gonna pull your man card for those pants.
Yeah.
Like, is that cool? Because that I'm like, dude, you look like not cool.
If that's cool, I don't want to be cool, dude. I'd rather be a boomer ass than wear those pants. I'll tell you what. Call me a boomer all fucking day, dude.
Oh my god, bro. Try a little harder, dude. Huh?
Okay, and then let's talk about this. It's not like they not like us song.
Exactly.
Okay, so this song, as I understand it, is a diss to fucking Drake, right? Who's a pedophile and whatever, all that stuff, right? So fuck that guy, right? Fuck him.
Okay.
Why in the world did a diss song win best record at the Grammys?
Yeah.
What about it made it a fucking a Grammy award winning song? Has a diss track? That shit used to get put out fucking on the underground, dude.
Right.
Now
Side
it's
B.
winning Grammys, dude. This world is fucked, bro.
It's falling apart.
Fuck this shit.
Dude, I know.
And then he's on fucking stage at the Super Bowl halftime show. Like, what accolades besides a fucking diss track Grammy does this motherfucker have to be able to be fucking performing on the biggest stage in the world?
Well, that's the problem. It's like many people did not know any of his songs, and then the one they know is like, he not like us. He's not like us.
They not like us.
They not like us. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't want to sit here and like date myself, but it's kind of just like, I mean, I get it, but I don't know.
It's some bullshit,
I
dude.
don't know. It's just not. It's not exciting to watch someone just stomp around in bell bottoms, singing like B track level songs. In my opinion,
No.
like bell bottoms, dude.
But dude, think about it, man. When is the Super Bowl halftime show ever fucking spectacular? It's like once every like 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of par for the course.
I mean, the Super Bowl in general is just kind of like,
It's a huge letdown in every way.
yeah.
Except for whoever, if it's your team in there, then you're
Except
stuck.
for it's become like American holiday or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, yeah,
I don't
if you
mind
like
that.
if you like chips and dip, it's great.
Dude, did you know that there was we talked about this because we saw the fucking fights. There's a American Football League in Brazil. Is that right?
Apparently,
There was a dude fighting in the UFC who is on an American football team in Brazil. I think it's Brazil.
yeah.
What the fuck?
I bet nobody watches that.
That's like the WNBA, dude.
Right.
The ratings are 0, bro.
The only people that like American football are Americans,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, dude, and the commercials this year were fucked.
How were Elon's commercials? Did you see any?
No.
Didn't he pay for his own Doge
That was a
commercials?
fucking AI rumor, dude.
That didn't even happen.
No.
No,
Yeah, it's some bullshit, dude.
right.
It's some bullshit.
Well, it's
So, yeah,
over.
that's over. We got
God.
NASCAR season now, folks. Woo!
Yeah, let's just pack up football and put it away for a few months.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, now you guys are going to be stuck watching baseball.
Fuck no, dude. I would never watch. I'd rather watch fucking paint dry.
And what about the UFC?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you can watch
That's
that.
rad.
It's
I
just
do.
not on like
Oh, it's
all
fucking Sunday.
it's on once a week.
Yeah. No. Basketball, baseball just doesn't matter. They play way too many fucking games.
Yeah,
It's just always boring.
I'm getting a little. Can you check my wire and see if it's unplugged? There, that fixed it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't really dig it. But NASCAR, I've been wanting.
Nobody
to get
likes
into that.
NASCAR either, dude.
No, I'm saying I might like NASCAR.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I might.
You don't like it.
No, I think I might do it. I might do it this year.
You gonna race it?
Oh, I fucking would love to. That's my dream, dude.
What do you mean you're gonna do it? You're gonna do it by you mean
Well,
you're gonna watch
okay.
it and get into it,
If
or
you're
you're
a-
gonna get a car and race?
Tell me if I'm right. If you're a
I'll
NASCAR
definitely tell
fan,
you if you're wrong.
If you're a NASCAR fan, you either have to be all in or all out. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's boring as fuck if you don't know anything about it. But once you start to get to know about it, I guess this is true with anything.
Yeah.
Once you start to get to know the strategies and the things that they're doing to do this and that, and the cars and the drivers and the teams and all that stuff, it's fucking cool.
No, dude, fake news. All you got to do is turn on.
Don't yuck my yum, bro.
You got to just watch the last 5 laps. Just turn it on right at the end.
Yeah, that's
to
cool,
see
too.
this, and then call it a day, dude.
See what?
Who's gonna win? You know, nose to nose, neck to neck. Okay, wrap it up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, your attention span is like that of a
It's because I watch
GSP, bro.
YouTube. That's because
Yeah,
I'm used to
exactly.
YouTube shorts, and
Exactly, motherfucker.
I actually stayed off of TikTok just so I wouldn't become like
But you're on YouTube watching the same shit.
same shit on
Same
YouTube
shit, bro.
and on Twitter.
And now you can't even get the talk.
Did you get on Twitter yet, dude? Did you sign up, bro? You got to get on Twitter
Why?
or X.
This is the last thing I need to do,
No,
I think, dude.
so I could share amazing videos with you.
Yes, I do believe
Totally
this is the last thing I need to do.
Degenerate videos that I find online on Twitter, I'm going to send to you, and then we'll laugh about them and talk about them on the show.
Hey, you guys will benefit.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Okay, so let's talk about this Elon and the cleaning up that's happening, huh?
of the Doge.
Yes.
Oh man.
So you don't want to talk about it?
No, let's talk about it. I'm cool. I'm into it.
Nah, you're not into it.
I just think it's so. I'm just like I'm tired of this. Like everything has got to be
Where did I save it?
like, you know, it's like, oh, government waste. Okay, we're fixing it. Oh, no one put Elon in charge, and it's exhausting. Kind of all of this. Like everybody's always got something to cry about stuff.
Yeah.
When are we going to get to a point in the world where we're just good with the way things are, and we're going to let people do what they're good at, and we're going to shut the fuck up and just chill out for a minute?
No, that
You know what I
ship
mean?
That ship sailed.
When do we get to relax, like just hang out and be like, okay, and there's no more election, it's over. So now we'll like, you know, let people bygones be bygones, and
That's never gonna happen.
it's so annoying.
That's never gonna happen. The way you do that is you take this thing and you throw it in the fucking lake,
Yeah.
and you go fucking grow some food and hang out with your fucking family.
And then watch Starlink go out every night in the wilderness.
Exactly.
If you wanted Wi-Fi, it's right there in the sky.
Yeah.
You can see it
It's
go
just
by.
there blinking at you.
Yeah, but now Elon's.
Look what you're missing, Drew.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
You want this.
Just one short.
Just one YouTube clip, Drew. I promise it'll only be one. Uh-huh. And they're like, but what about this? And what about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, the thing for me, though, is that's just annoying is, like, how everyone's like, oh, Elon Musk isn't elected. And it's like, yeah, no shit. He was hired by the people that are.
Yeah.
Just like all of these other thousands and thousands of people who collect a fucking check at a government office who no one elected, but were hired by the people who got elected. Like, that's how it works. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's a waste of breath and energy.
Well, you want to hear some more stuff that's a waste of
Sure.
breath? Okay, so here's the list of USAID expenses.
Okay, so do we know what USAID stands for?
United States Association in Democracy.
No.
No, but I came up with that really quick, didn't I?
Yeah, no.
What is it?
What is it? It's the United States Agency of International. What is it? I got it right here.
Defense
We don't even know what it stands for.
Department.
Agency for International Development.
Okay,
It has nothing to do with actual aid,
right.
right? Like it sounds like.
Right.
Like people are like, oh, you're cutting off aid to all of these people.
No,
It's like, no,
This
dude.
is this is what he's cut so far.
Okay, let's hear it.
$50 million to fund condoms in Gaza.
Yeah.
1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces.
Where's Serbia?
It's by Dagestan, dude. And then $70,000 for the production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
Nice.
$47,000 on transgender opera in Colombia.
Oh, maybe I can catch that when I
This
go.
is your tax dollars where they're being spent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru, so they can produce that. $37 million to the World Health Organization. $16 million in funding for institutional contractors in gender development offices. where they're creating new genders every day. $4 million of funding for Center for Climate Positive Development. $12 million in support services to the Bureau for Resilience, Environment, and Food Security. $6 million in non-emergency funding for redundant administration supports for the Center of Excellence. $3 million non-emergency funding to provide evaluation services for planning and learning programs. $600,000 to fund technical assistance for family planning in Latin America.
Yeah. Like, why are we spending that money to change the social like constructs in other countries? What's that about? So strange. And when you read those things, it's like on its face value, you're like, oh, that is so terrible. But when you really think about it, it's like, is that money even getting spent on that? Right? Like, no, what's going on, man, is the money's getting stolen by people.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because then they found $38 billion annually for Foreign Relations Act approved in 2003, but still effective today.
Yeah.
It expired in 2004.
And they're still paying it.
$48 billion annually that expired 30 years ago. $37 billion annually to the Housing Act of 1998, expired in 1999, still operational. All these expired contracts that they're still shoveling money under. Laundering, right? Or doing something with it.
Yeah. So what's your initial thoughts when you hear that? Like, I have mine and I'm about to share them, but I'm curious, like, what do you think about that when you hear that?
My initial thoughts are, thank God this guy is fucking cleaning house. It seems like a bunch of waste. And it seems like you said, with the Trump versus Taylor Swift applause, we're finally fucking focusing on something that is really matters. We have so much fucking shit to do before we start doing things for other people. And I think our priorities have been totally skewed in the wrong direction. And now they're starting to get corrected a little bit. But this is typically what you see with every, like, you know, Democrat to Republican to Democrat to Republican. Like, every year, it's just the pendulum swinging, right?
Well, you always get the conversation that we're going to go in there and do something, and then they get in there and nothing happens.
Yes.
What we're actually seeing right now is something happening,
right,
and taking place.
Right.
And it's an audit of what's actually going on and we're spending the money on. And even more so, like, you look at this and people think like, oh, we found it. No, dude, this is like one agency.
Yeah.
You know, this is just where they found in one. And what is USAID, right? The Agency
United
for
States.
International Development. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
That's this arm of the CIA that's using that money, one to fund anti-humanist agendas, right? You know who doesn't create more humans? People who had their dicks cut off, right? Like, it's pretty straightforward. The more we can confuse sexuality, the less people breed, the less there are. It's anti-human. That's number one. Number two, all of that money going to those things is absolutely going to get. You think you're gonna send millions of dollars to Peru and they're gonna spend it on that? No, dude. You don't think there's some jefe, right, with some big old military boots and some military medals, who's like, yeah, let me take all of that money.
Is the Peruvian are the Peruvian people as confused about gender as the Americans? I didn't know it was such a big deal in other places.
Well, we got to work on it. We got to make sure they become more confused. You know, that's part of the deal. And it's like that's the frustrating part. Is like, it's one, if it was going to that, it would be crazy. But two, we're sending the money to who, right? Where are these checks actually going? You can see kids in Africa on YouTube and stuff saying like, good for you for stopping sending the money because you send all this money to Africa. We never see it. Mm-hmm. You know who gets it, right? The guy's taking it off the plane.
Yeah, or Nancy Pelosi.
So that's the one. And then the second part of it is you're looking into this. So it's actually not going for that. And then the third part is like, what people aren't understanding is, well, there's actually more. Let's just go another layer deep. First of all, have you heard about how we're spending all of this money, these companies, AID, all of this, they're spending money buying and supporting New York Times and Politico, and they're buying millions and millions of dollars worth of, subscriptions to these things. It's like we're taking money, we're paying taxes, or they're printing the money, right? Then they're giving it to these people who are then, spending it to basically silence free speech and promote all of this rhetoric that we've been dealing with over the last 4 years. And it goes even further. And there was a guy on Tucker Carlson talking about how AID is actually paying money to get the journalists who are actually doing real journalism, right? Like say Tucker Carlson or some that maybe you haven't heard of. And AID is spending money to basically ruin their reputation, like make them look bad, like they did it with Russell Brand, right? When you heard all of this like sexual stuff coming out, to get them to drop sponsors.
Yeah.
So they lose their sponsorship, so then they can't do their independent media. And all of that, like
that's the
CIA back dealing that's going on is coming through this money, through this AID. You know what I mean?
Sure, makes sense.
So that's the third, fourth layer. And then you go even deeper, we're $36 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
Right? That's $1 trillion is 1,000 billion. 1,000 billion.
That's
right.
a lot.
And what's a billion? 1,000 million. So we're talking about, like an incredible amount of money that we don't have. Our dollars are getting, printed. We're dealing with inflation, like all of these big issues, and we're getting robbed blind and stolen. America got sold out, right, by these people. And what people don't understand is the debt. Debt comes from the word death, right? Like the Latin word for death is debt, and it means that like we're basically being indebted. Our kids are going to be paying off this debt of money that we're printing that we don't have, that we're spending on bullshit that's getting robbed by people who are increasing themselves. And why would you be against somebody going through and being like, let's figure out what's going on and stop it? And having a president who hired the smartest man alive, basically, right? One of them, at least, one of the most intelligent people to go in and audit something. And now you're seeing all these roaches like crawl around, dude. It's just crazy to me. Like, if you're really against it,
And there's the same thing going on the opposite side of the spectrum now, where people are like, we don't trust this guy. This guy's a fucking, terrorist, and he wants to control everything and blah, 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 Like the same feelings that we had towards Biden administration, people have towards the Trump administration.
Well, obviously.
That's why it's like,
I mean, of course. And listen, I mean, I don't think everything Trump is doing is fantastic, right? I mean, like, I'm not really stoked on the whole, let's make Gaza, some kind of like beach resort for America. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? I'm not sure about that.
Wait, why did he change the name of Gulf of Mexico?
Because I'm kind of down with that, to be honest. That Gulf of America.
Does it show up?
Well, I don't know, but that's funny. That's like the most epic troll of all time.
I know, but why? What's his reason for it?
Because Mexico didn't pay their fair share. They didn't stop the fentanyl.
It still says Gulf of Mexico on my fucking Google map, but Google's a little bitch, so we don't know.
Yeah, who knows what Google says?
Yeah.
The other thing is like this whole like AI thing is kind of nerve-wracking to me too. I mean, there's not everything that Trump does I think is great. And I think anybody who gets that much power, because he pretty much is the most powerful person in the world at this point.
Yeah.
The most famous person for sure.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep your eye on, you got to keep that in check, right? But 100%. In general, like the man's doing what he said, and 70% of people are like, go for it, dog. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, dude.
They can squawk all they want, but everyone's like, pff.
This is what we hired you to do.
Yeah, dude.
This is what we voted for.
Let's go.
Right?
Let's run with it.
So, yeah, man. I mean, I think it's a good thing. I think like I was saying about the pendulum, I think it swung way too far and almost fucking broke off the shit and went flying through the fucking kitchen window. You know what I mean? So like this correction needs to be
Swings one way.
Well, it needs
swings
to be more sustainable. You know what I mean? Like, what if he goes in there, he's signing all these orders and all this shit? He's only in there for fucking 4 years, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And then who do we get?
Yeah.
Fucking Newscomb, comes back because everybody gets all fucking pissed off at Trump for some reason or another or whatever. I don't know. Anyways.
We got to get rid of Newsom.
We got to fucking get rid of that guy.
We really do.
Hardcore.
Or this state is just going to be doomed. I'm very disappointed that after all these LA fires, it just was like, well, it's fine.
Yeah, did you see the new thing? It was like, you can't just build what you had before. You got to have climate in mind now.
Of course you do. Climate in mind. Your house burned down, and now you have to build back what we want.
Yeah.
How convenient.
Yeah.
What a convenient narrative.
What a convenience.
Dude, that's and how about, you know what else I want to talk about? And I want to get on somebody to talk about the dam, the whole Pillsbury Dam that's going to be removed.
Yeah.
Who
do we have on for that?
I was reading some articles about it, and what was his name? Corey something. He ran for California Congress against Jared Huffman. Yeah, and lost. But he was in an article, seemed really knowledgeable about it. I want to try to get him or somebody like that on to really talk about that, because that's something else for me. If it's not too late, which it sounds like it very well could be, is kind of concerning.
Yeah, there was. I thought there was somebody that sent us a note about a link to that, but I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I might have sent it to you. We'll check into that and see if we can get somebody on here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's going to be that's a huge thing. Like, all of a sudden, Potter Valley water isn't coming through. Like, the whole ag ditch and all that.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
It is.
Like, Pillsbury will be gone. How would you like to have a house right on the water in Lake Pillsbury, and then all of a sudden it's just gone?
I've never been there.
What? Really?
Never.
Bro, it's awesome.
I've never ever been there once.
It is definitely one of the most beautiful lakes.
Really?
In Lake County. It feels like it's
in Lake County. I thought you were saying in the state
world
or the world, yeah, in Lake County. No, but I've just never been there.
Well, I think about it locally. I think Blue Lakes, Lake Mendocino, Clear Lake, Lake Pillsbury. Lake Pillsbury is definitely the best one.
But you got to travel fucking down Mr. Toad's fucking bumpy road.
You got to get the
there.
old horse and buggy out to get down there, dude. It is a little bit of a trek, but that's what makes it sweet.
Yeah.
Because, you drag your boat down there, it's all covered in dust and stuff.
Sounds
but
fun.
it's like crystal clear water, cool. Mountain lakes, bald eagles flying around.
Is it, it's a little smaller than Lake Mendo?
No.
No?
Maybe a little, but it's about the same, I would say. Probably.
I always think of it as like a big pond with canoes and stuff.
No, it's a big lake.
Huh.
It's big.
Cool.
It's definitely
campsites and all sorts of stuff around there.
Yeah, you can boat camp, and it had like a marina where you could. It had more infrastructure than like Mendocino does.
Right.
So we'll get on that too. I want to get to the bottom of that and see what's going on. There's a few different things.
You can count on us to get to the bottom of things.
Yeah, we're your local flapperjackers, dude. I'm talking shit.
Local flapperjackers?
Yeah.
Is that a new review we have?
Probably soon.
These local flapperjackers.
All they do is jaw.
Holy shit.
What was that thing you sent me about inland homeless camps or something like that going on? I got to look at that too.
Inland homeless camps?
Yeah, that you sent me.
Oh, yeah. Mo posted it. I did send it to you.
I don't know. I started reading it, but I'm like, oh, this sounds exhausting too.
You didn't read it?
I read it, but I don't know if I understood it.
Agenda item 4D, discussion and possible action, including direction for staff regarding establishing a new use type of transient habitation, low intensity camping for the inland area. So basically they're going to check it out and vote on whether we should allow the homeless to camp in certain places.
Yeah, like a nice, can we find some room next to the dump?
Just to make it easier for trash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it already kind of smells like a homeless encampment out there,
Could.
I said this years ago, and I don't know, we'll have to read more about it, but I was saying, like, why don't we take a vacant city lot and put up some roofs and let people camp there? Like,
Our guy Bernie would say that doesn't work, right?
I don't
Didn't
know.
We talked to him about that, and he said, it doesn't really.
Well, we talked to Mo about it, and she said, like, who's going to be responsible if something bad happens there?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know. Well, who's responsible if they do it, in the Rayleigh's parking lot?
Yeah, liability is the issue with having them on a piece of property.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like
So this says that
they have to go somewhere.
the department is requesting for the Board of Supervisors direction on the following topics to help staff effectively prepare a draft ordinance for consideration. So should separate regulations be established for areas near the coastal zone that are subject to inland zoning regulations? Yeah, this is just about where they want to allow the homeless to camp, if they're going to allow them to camp.
Well, they got to camp somewhere. Like the whole idea of, we don't want to be responsible to have them on our property. It's like, well, they're always on someone's property, right? Any ground underneath your feet is somebody's property.
Yeah. Now they're gonna be able to. Well, possibly it's up for discussion. They're gonna be able to legally, camp out.
It could work.
Yeah.
I could be into it. They got to go somewhere.
Let's get old Bernie back on here. He's a supervisor now.
I mean, if we can get, like
Let's have
the
Bernie.
lye powder and a couple fire hoses.
Let's have
wash
Bernie
them down.
and Mo on at the same time.
All right, let's do it. You guys want to come on? We'll see.
No, you guys want us to have supervisors Mulhern and Norville on our podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
And if we do, what the hell do you want them to answer? What questions do you have for these guys? Because we have questions. However, you guys have questions out there too. I know you do.
Yeah. Well, I feel like things are changing, man. I think people got to a point where they were kind of tired of it all. And seems to me like Democrat or Republican, whatever side of the fence, it seems like there's pretty much, even if you're a Democrat, you got to look at like the previous 4 years aren't it.
Yeah.
People are like, no, this isn't working. You guys don't know how to govern.
Yeah.
California is the epitome of that demonstration.
Yeah.
So if you're going to continue to be a party, then you need to figure out how to actually govern, because this hippy dippy bullshit we've been running with
Ain't working.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. So that's okay. We tried it. Hey, we tried it.
We gave it a shot.
We
you know
gave
what
it
I
a
mean?
shot,
and we
dude.
burned down the Palisades. Hey,
We gave
it a shot.
We gave it the good old junior college try. Okay. And now everybody just sit back, shut the fuck up, and let people get into the fucking business here.
Let's handle some real business.
You know who else I want to have on? I want to have our friend Mr. Sheriff on.
Matt Kendall?
Yeah, dude, it's been a while.
Yeah.
We like to have him on every once.
Tell
every
us stories about people
year
getting
or
liquored
so.
up and doing baloney.
Yeah, yeah. What was the quote?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
they get all liquored up and pulling baloney. Should I FaceTime him? Is that aggressive?
No, don't do that.
I think I'm gonna
Let's see.
see if he answers. He's a good sport, right?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Maybe does the sheriff have FaceTime?
I remember when you called your buddy from the Parks and Rec department and he got all upset. Oh, no, I can't be on.
He did. He was like, "Is this on the air?"
Yeah.
Wait, no. I was like, "Of course not. We're not recording a podcast right now." Oh, here we go. Let's see.
I like how you're all.
He's not gonna answer.
No, you better straighten out your mustache just in case.
It's
he
a little
does.
too. Well, I got to compete with him, dude.
You like
He's
this?
got a pretty good stash. Okay, I'll leave the poor guy alone. But anyways, we should have him on.
Yeah, I'm into it. Who else?
I'd like to get Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. on here.
I think we could do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I want to get him on.
It'd be cool to have one of the monks from the Abu Ghraib
Monastery.
monastery on.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if it's approved, but might be.
We got to get it approved. As long as they don't, we won't play the intro. That way they don't have to listen to music.
They can if it's approved.
If the music's approved.
Yeah, remember this, dude?
Yeah.
We had this whole thing. So there's a song. Let's tell it again. I like this story.
Okay.
We've told it, but that was way, way back, I think, when we told this story. So if you haven't heard it before, here's the story. Drew and I are in the middle of recording an album, The Sound, for Top Shelf. And we wanted to use a sample of a monk, Ajahn Amaro, who used to live up here at the Redwood Valley Monastery. He would come into town and give talks once a month or something like that.
Dharma talks at Yoga Mendocino.
Yeah.
Second Wednesday
Yoga
of every.
Mendocino. Yeah,
Remember
that was
that?
the place.
Second Wednesday of every month.
Yeah, we go and hang out and listen to him talk, meditate with him. Then he had like question and answer stuff, and they had him all recorded and out, so you could listen to him over and over and stuff. And so he gave this one talk about letting go or fire or something like that, and I found it, and I found this really cool sample, and I was like, we should use this on this song. And then I was like, well, we should probably go about the right way and not just like steal it and use it. And so at this time, he had moved from Redwood Valley over to England, and he's like the abbot or whatever now, higher up, whatever, right?
He got a promotion.
Yeah, and so somehow I got his email, or I can't remember, and I wrote him this nice email and said, it'll just absolutely thrill us and make our day if you if you allow us to use this part of your talk. And I put the song in there so he could hear the song and the positive, and the positive nature of the song, and it wasn't like just like a bunch of bullshit. It wasn't screamo fucking
Gangster rap.
Yeah, that he would be signing off on. So anyways, he wrote me back and he was like, hey, I need to get approval from the higher ups to be able to like listen to this and to approve it or whatever, so I'll let you know. And then he wrote me back and he was like, okay, like I got approval, I listened to the song, it's like really, really cool, and you have approval to use my voice over it.
What a trip.
Yeah, dude. So can you so the monks, they can't like voluntarily listen to music. This is what he was maybe I talked to him, I can't remember, but I got the information that like if he walks into a place and music is playing, like that's one thing, right? Like,
yeah, we were talking to him on the phone. I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Out of his control, it's fine. Or if he gets in a car with somebody and they have music playing, or somebody turns on music or something like that, like it's fine. But they can't like purposefully like put on music and listen to it. But this dude got to, and so you can imagine, like like listening to our shit.
Can you have me on another song?
Yeah. Do you have any more songs that need approval? Perhaps something by the Beatles. But what a trip, dude.
I know. I wonder how he's doing.
I don't know.
He was really cool.
He was really cool. He was my favorite.
Yeah.
But we got that song approved and released, and it's called Grace Awakes. If you want to listen to it, there's
on the album The Sound.
Yeah. There's a little monk talk on there for you.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty cool. We should bring that song back.
Maybe we could play it on our podcast one of these days.
Yeah. You mean live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's set up a little Top Shelf in here acoustic
Yeah, I think so.
podcast.
We'll put it out.
That'd be cool.
I'm into it.
Yeah, me too.
Right on. Yeah. Well, dude. Good one.
I don't think we're done yet.
We're not?
No.
Go ahead and cut that.
I got nowhere to be, dude. We're hanging out for the night. What do you got for dinner, bro?
Dude, I was smelling like, is dinner ready yet?
Yeah, it smells like
Oh, gotta wrap it up.
it smells like chicken and rice, dude. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're eating these days? Oh, what happened to your diet? Let's talk about that.
Oh, the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
I did it for a month straight. Well,
Give or
maybe
take.
It was like a couple days short because I got some kind of terrible stomach virus.
Oh, right. That's.
I thought it was food poisoning or something.
but it was from all the E. coli and the meat you've been eating.
That's what I thought. I was like, for sure, right? It had to be some, or the eggs, right? Didn't Biden kill all of our chickens because they were contaminated? That's the thing too, by the way. Look into that.
Ooh.
But anyways, I digress. So yeah, it was like 26 6 days.
So now what? Now what's the second step?
The second step? What do you mean? As far as diet goes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just like keto, I took probably a week of just getting it back together because I had like the worst fever.
Sick.
Like it or not drinking game. Every time we say the word take a shot.
Like it or not.
Like. Anyways,
So you were sick, and the last thing you
Really
wanted to do
sick.
was eat a steak.
I couldn't. I was like, there's no way after literally projectile puking,
All the steak you ate for a month.
dude, my whole stomach prolapsed out onto the.
Bro.
I'll just say I puked so hard, my butthole came out my mouth, dude. I was just like, it went
Out of taste.
like meat, like steak, butter, eggs, and bacon, dude.
Oh, dude.
No, but you can live very well off of steak, butter, eggs, and bacon for a long time.
I believe
People
it.
do it.
I believe it. But what happens when you get sick?
Oh, dude, I was like, can I get some oatmeal and ginger ale?
Yeah.
I want some saltine crackers, dude. You know what I mean? Just anything but meat.
Okay, so now what?
So now it's high protein, high fat, low carb diet. So
No cookies?
No cookies. I had a couple cookies there in between, but I straightened it out. I had cookies on Saturday at the fights, dude. But since Sunday,
Yeah, I know, because I was eating them motherfuckers
I know
with
you
you,
were
dude.
eating cookies with
I was
me,
just
dude.
seeing if you're going to lie to the people.
No, I would always tell the truth. But that was more of just I don't know. That's what I did.
It was just a Saturday night.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
come on.
fucking fights are on. You're
Yeah.
having a cookie.
But most of the time, I'm just eating eggs, berries, cottage cheese, kefir, stuff like that. You know what
Kefir?
Yeah.
Like the fucking shit we used to sprinkle on the bowls of wheat?
No, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but the yogurt, the drinkable yogurt stuff, stuff like that.
Okay.
Chicken salads, fish.
You hate salad.
I do hate salad, dude. That's why I like the carnivore diet. They're like, you don't have to eat any vegetables. I was like, no vegetables. They're like, no vegetables. I'm like, no vegetables.
Bacon.
All right.
Is bacon a vegetable?
Bacon is a vegetable. It's a food group. There's 4 food groups.
Perfect. Bacon's one of them.
Bacon, butter, eggs, and beef.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, now it's just whole foods, low carb. But berries and stuff have carbs in them, but I'll eat berries.
How strict are you on this?
I was kind of loose on it when I got sick, for a while, but now I'm tightening it up. I'm going on another ayahuasca journey here at the end of the month too, so there's a whole diet with that.
Yeah, don't you have to prepare for that in ways?
Yeah, 2 weeks before, no red meat,
Wait, what is the purpose?
no dairy. What's the purpose of the diet?
Yeah.
It's
Makes it easier on you when you're purging and shit
yeah.
during it? Or?
I mean, for sure. Plant medicine carries a certain energy, right? When you're drinking it and putting in your body, the idea is to have a body that has things in it that kind of work with the medicine rather than against it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure, makes sense.
So it's you're kind of preparing to do certain things. You eat certain things, like you're. So the idea is energetically, red meat and stuff. 1, yeah, it's not fun to puke up and have in your system all thick and greasy. But 2, it is the flesh of another animal. So when you're doing plant-based medicine, it's nice to have more of a plant-based diet. They kind of go together well. So there's part of that.
So you don't want to be on a carnivore diet before you go down there.
Right. Well, I could, but I would need to be eating just chicken and fish then. No red meat, right? So not really, no. But I could eat fruit and, some chicken, or some beef. What we do is make a lot of light soups, chicken soups, stuff like that. You can have. So 2 weeks before, no meat, no alcohol, no drugs, no
Weed count as a drug?
sex. Yeah, it counts as a drug. You shouldn't smoke weed.
But that's plant-based.
Yeah, but again, the energies don't vibe, right? It's like
So when you go down there and drink ayahuasca, nobody's smoking weed?
no.
It doesn't vibe.
I mean, some people do. like I know people that have put on that, like when I drank here locally with some people, they were smoking weed and drinking ayahuasca, but from like where I go and participate in the
What you've been taught?
shaman down there, kind of the school I'm in, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, the whole the other side of it and the other idea is like, prepare yourself to go and show some reverence and respect as well. I think, and just get outside of like your compulsive stuff is the idea. So like,
Are you YouTubing while you're down there?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm YouTubing like a motherfucker, dude. But only ayahuasca content.
Okay.
Aubrey Marcus and stuff. Less. Definitely less. You know what I mean? But like, rather than watching like news and like, stuff like that, I will watch like near-death experiences. Dude, this is a thing. Like did you watch them? People talk about their near-death experiences when they die and they go to the other side
Instead of watching news.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, stuff that puts me in harmony.
So when somebody dies and leaves for a while, doesn't their body naturally produce the same kind of effect as what happens when you drink ayahuasca?
Some people say that, yeah, like DMT,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh.
I think that's a thing. Maybe that's part of it. But I try to, engage in more just like, they always say like, be careful what you consume before you go and drink ayahuasca, and that includes TV and music, right? Like I could listen to some Native American flute, or I could listen to heavy metal, or or whatever, gangster rap or whatever. And it's like, I like gangster rap, I like heavy metal, but if I'm going to okay, no, I don't really like heavy metal.
Come on, dude.
I mean, some of it maybe.
Yeah, bullshit a bullshitter, dude.
But you get the idea. But
Yeah.
when I'm going to do that, I'm not necessarily putting it on. So yeah, no meat, red meat, no alcohol, drugs, dairy, sex, including masturbation, and you should avoid like citrus, they say, because that'll reduce the effects of the ayahuasca and also burns when it comes out. And then ideally clean up your diet, not eating a bunch of fried food and sugar and bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I want to be pure.
yeah, like I quit drinking coffee. I cut out drinking coffee. So in the last couple of days, you know what I mean? Just drinking green tea and stuff like that.
Does this go after you come back too?
Ideally it should, for 2 weeks or so. It doesn't have to be as strict on the food, because part of the food is like the way it mixes with the medicine, and obviously the purging. That's it's nice if when you're purging, you're like, oh, I've been eating fruit and soups and light stuff for a week, as opposed to like chicken fingers, and you're purging out like Fruity Pebbles.
Remember when you were purging on the rocks at Reggae on the River?
Oh, dude, mushrooms. Dude, that was like my very first psychedelic experience, was at Reggae on the River. My friend's like, yo, just eat an eighth of them. That way they'll work.
And we were like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Oh.
Yeah.
No, dude.
But that was similar, man. It was just like an experience.
Okay, so why not the sex or masturbation?
Energy, right? So one, sexual energy is powerful, and it can be draining. Two, I think it's a little different if you're married than as if you're having sex with different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something there as far as like people leaving their energetic imprint on you, especially if people are, I don't want to say making bad choices, but are, being promiscuous and whatever.
Yeah.
And I think with the masturbation thing as well, is like for a lot of people, it's compulsive and it drains your energy. And if you can hold that sexual energy and bring it into a ceremony, it transmutes into powerful experiences for you. So like all of this is do what you want. Like these are just the general recommendations. And if you are doing like a bunch of drugs going into a ceremony, we'd probably be like, no, you shouldn't participate. You're not prepared, because it can have a negative impact on you as the person, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good thing to fuck around and find out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But some people are more strict than others, and you kind of live and learn. But if you were to join Inner Rising retreats and go down there and drink with Alejandro and in Colombia and the indigenous traditions that he learned in, like, they're going to give you the best protocol for you to have the best experience. Like, if you follow these rules, it should, this will help you have the best outcome. Because some people get nervous, right? And it's like, well, you can prepare and be ready. So how do you prepare? All right, those things.
What about medications? Like, if people are on medications and shit.
If you're on medications, we would ask to know what they are, and then we send them to Alejandro, and he'll look at it, if you're on them, and then you either need to get off of them before you drink, or if you can't get off of them, not drink because you're on them, right? Like, specifically like SSRI stuff. If you're on, what are those called? Like
antidepressants or
antidepressants. You can't be on antidepressants and drink ayahuasca. It's not a good mix. But some people are on medications that they can take while drinking ayahuasca. So it just depends on what you got going on.
Crazy.
But if it's depression stuff, head stuff, it's a little bit more dicey. But if it's like maybe, I forget some of the things people were on that they took that was fine, like antacid stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, the idea is just, and then the same, like, when it's over, it's like, okay, you just had a great experience. You maybe had a tough experience, but you had some kind of experience. And the thing about ayahuasca, like with a lot of different things, is drinking it and having the experience during the ceremony is just like this much of it, right?
Yeah.
Just like probably going to a meeting. Like, the meeting's important, but it's really about the integration of what you got from when you were there after you leave that becomes the lifestyle and leads to you really having a profound transition in life towards what you want to, where that direction.
Yeah.
So if you just go straight back into, and this is why I'm a promoter of drinking ayahuasca outside of your daily life. Like, it's great that it's here, and and for some people that's their access, and it's amazing, and I have nothing bad to say about it. But there is something to, okay, I just had a ceremony or 3, and now I'm not in the grocery store, like seeing everybody I know, like back at work, in my hometown, like immediately just dealing with regular life.
Well, it seems like it's more of a journey, a spiritual journey that you have to kind of like commit to, sign up for, prepare for, and
then integrate. Like,
Right.
A big part of it is the integration during and afterwards, right? And so if you just go back to watching porn the next day after drinking ayahuasca, you can do that, but it's kind of counterproductive, right? It's just like going to fat camp and having a Snicker bar under your pillow or something. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not a good analogy, but
wait, there's fat camp?
well, I don't know. Ben Stiller was the coach. Remember that? Heavyweights?
No.
You remember that movie Heavyweights where Ben Stiller like bought the fat camp and then all the kids snuck in all the stuff and then he went in and would knock on their bedpost and like pull out sausages and shit?
No,
did
dude,
you,
I don't
did you
remember
see
that
that? JJ saw it, dude. He knows. Anyway, so it's the same thing. Like, yeah, I could go ayahuasca, but then if I'm drinking in the airport on the way home, like, is that really the best move?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world, like, but it's not recommended.
Right.
Get what you paid for, and so that's the whole thing. Like, if I'm a person who is struggling with certain addictions, compulsions, thought patterns, whatever it is, and I'm going to go drink ayahuasca, well, if I can discipline myself for 2 weeks before and 10 days after, right? Then all of a sudden you're putting together like some space, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that experience in the middle and time for integration. And for me, like, yeah, I might eat some red meat after ayahuasca, but I try to not like I'm not watching horror movies or, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be so strict. Because if it's too strict, people will just be like, oh, fuck that, I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? So whatever. But I've seen people, like there was somebody who was on the carnivore diet and he was very stubborn in that he wouldn't change his diet, even to the point where when he came on the retreat, he told the chef to like make him meet and all that, right? And the shaman's like not going to be like, oh no. He's just going to like,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then, when it's not working and you're frustrated and you're having this experience and you got all, you might be having some negative feelings or thoughts about it. It's like, well, you didn't follow the rules, right? Like you can't just do what you want and then show up and think you're going to get what you want out of it without preparing and giving, like, pay your dues kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Show some respect to the tradition and the medicine that you're drinking, only from the guise of like, we're asking you not to eat steak for 10 days, right? And not like, tug on your wiener for 10 days. And like, you know what I mean? It's just like, can you do it? And some people can, some people can't. And I'm not perfect either. There's been a few times where I'm like, all right, I'll hit that when you do it. What's up? You know what I mean? And it's 5 days out or something. Like I've made mistakes for sure. And, but I think when you're mentally going into it, like following the rules, it creates some kind of like, it like lends itself to you having a powerful experience. It really can help contribute to that. Mm-hmm. Just like anything, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? I went deep sea fishing with some friends and they were all drinking whiskey in the morning before they got on the boat. And they're like, you want some? I'm like, no. And guess who got sick as a dog out on the boat and who didn't, right? You know what I mean? It's like that same kind of thing. It's kind of common sense. Yeah. And the more you prepare for what you're doing, like the better experience you have.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like if you're going to commit to it, like commit to it.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, do it. Yeah. Right. And and that's why I like the journey of like, okay, let's go to Colombia, stay in this place. A journey is 3 ceremonies over, a 5-day period. And, it's a whole thing. Not that it's better or worse than anything anywhere else, because I think any access you have to people serving medicine in the right way is amazing, and it all serves a purpose. And I think it would be great if more people had access to ayahuasca. But I also think it's something that you got to be very intentional about who you're drinking with, and you got to take it very serious. And the people facilitating it also need to be paying attention and taking care of people too. It's a responsibility, right? Yeah. At least from my perspective. So
yeah. Yeah. So you're leaving soon for that?
Yeah. I'm leaving in 10 days. 13 till we drink. So yeah, starting the diet, right?
Clock's ticking.
Yeah.
You get excited about it now? Or you get like
I get excited, like humbly speaking, right? I don't want to go in there like, oh, look at me, I'm a cool guy.
Yeah.
But I enjoy checking back in, and I appreciate how difficult and challenging ayahuasca is, but by going through that, what I get out of it for myself is worth it. Mm-hmm. And that I you know what I mean? It would be like mountain climbing. Yeah. It's like, why the fuck are you climbing a mountain, dude? It seems terrible, cold, But once you're up at the top and you did it and like
cold.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Can't breathe. Exactly. You might die.
You could fall off. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All of those things.
Right.
But once you're up there and you did it, right. you're like feel accomplished. Yeah. And it's just such an experience that we were talking about it on this podcast, the first one back, but it's Club Med for your soul. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's honoring your spiritual needs. Mm-hmm. Right. And Alejandro always says that, like in the Bible, Jesus would say like, lucky are those who are aware of their spiritual needs, something like that. And it's like, yeah, when you realize that you are a spiritual being and then you do things to cultivate your spirit, it helps everything else physically and mentally. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even if that's transcendental meditation, going to church, reading the Bible, doing ayahuasca or any other, plant-based medicine that brings those kinds of things, it's important, I think. And I get a lot out of it. Like I wish I think it should be a requirement that anybody running for president drink ayahuasca at least 3 times.
That's funny, dude. I think it should be a requirement that people go through the 12 steps.
Yeah, same thing,
I
right?
think it's such
To
a
get
requirement.
that perspective and a bit of humility.
Right.
Because the 12 steps are humbling.
Yeah.
And ayahuasca is very humbling in its own way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's good to be, when you're in a position of power or have the ability to, have the ability to put in laws that, and rules that other people follow, that you're doing it for people's best interest from a humble perspective rather than like, you'll do what I say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of, for me, like ayahuasca has really helped me. Not that I was ever super ego driven, but it really has humbled me in a way where I understand like not only how powerful people are and what we truly are made of, like God, we're little bits of God, and when our mind works and functions properly, we can do and create anything we want. Just look around. But the reverse side of that, right? If it isn't cultivated properly and it's, becomes ill or unbalanced or ego driven,
yeah,
it can have very negative effects. And so life is all about the balance of that completely. You have to have ego to survive and, to function, and it serves a purpose, but so does the humble side of that.
Yeah.
Just like God and the devil or whatever, black and white, hot and cold. It's that mixture, that duality. And sometimes we get off balance, right? And then, you drink a little ayahuasca or whatever you like to do, and it balances it back out. Sometimes a little ayahuasca will, you know what I mean? You thought you were cool, huh?
Yeah.
But that's usually the journey. It's usually people are nervous, totally normal, and even quite, on the plane wishing they wouldn't have come. Why did I do this?
Yeah, dude.
All normal. I felt the same way my first time, right?
Yeah.
Very scared and nervous, and then you drink, and then you're kind of like, all right, what's going to happen? And some people the first time will have a very mellow experience, be like, but usually if you keep drinking or do a second ceremony, you'll have some point where it gets more difficult from the way that you are feeling physically, right? Like either you're purging out emotional blockages in the form of vomiting or, be coming out the south side, by cleaning out. And that's, again, why your diet, like if you go up full of stuff, junk, shit, you're going to have more of a purging going on, right? If you're cleaner when you go in, there's less of that. So we're like, if you don't eat these things, maybe you won't purge as hard, and that will be part of the benefit. But I think vomiting is a lot more emotional purging, and I think the shitting is a lot more of the physical purging of like what's in you. Like it's very interesting.
Now when people go down there, they signed up to drink all 3? They have to? Or have you had people do like one and be like, okay, I'm chill with that? Or have you had?
You don't have to do anything,
right?
But you paid for it, right?
That's part of the like thing, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna go down there, we're gonna drink 3 times. Like
Correct.
This is it. But have you had people like drink the first one and be like, I think that's good, like or like, no, I don't want to drink anymore. Like I'm good.
We've had people drink the first time, had a strong experience, and then be like, I don't want to drink again. I was one of those people. The first time I drank, I was like, I'm not doing this again. And then the shaman was like, yeah, you are. And I was like, okay. Which I'm paraphrasing a very long period of time.
Yeah, sure.
But that's kind of how it went.
But your first trip, you only drank once?
I drank once and then didn't want to drink again, and then I drank 2 more times after that. Because here's why. Everyone is different. And the reason we do 3 is because they are not separate from each other, but they're like episodes of a season, right?
Okay.
So there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Mm-hmm. And so your first time, you're nervous, you don't know what to expect, and then you drink it, And then once you know what to expect and you have that, then you usually like, okay, people relax. And the second, they'll go deeper. Also, the medicine's getting to know you and what you need. And that's working. Sometimes nothing will happen. Sometimes it does. And then the second night usually is very more powerful, right? You're drinking a little more. You're a little more comfortable. You kind of, the music's going, whatever you're into it, because Alejandro will play guitar and, we sing songs. And so usually it'll kind of be like the second night, it will be very powerful. And that's when a lot of people who maybe didn't get as much the first night or struggled to let go, because that's really what it is. If you really want to take advantage of drinking ayahuasca, you got to just let go instead of try to be the one controlling, right? And that's a hard thing to do.
Totally.
And when you drink it just once, sometimes you don't get there. But if you drink consecutively, right, now all of a sudden, okay, I'm letting go. And then the third night usually, brings some closure. And then we have a closing ceremony at the end. So we drink one night, second night, then we take a day off, then drink a third night, and then usually have a day or two to chill, and then we go home. And that's usually how it goes. To answer your question, I haven't had anybody drink once and then not want to drink again. Not drink again. People have not wanted to, but they ended up doing it. But I have had people come and leave before they ever actually even drink. Like they got there and were like, for whatever reason, they didn't prepare or they, whatever. And they were like, they left before it started. So that's happened.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Inner Rising Retreats, everybody.
Yeah,
There's a little
check it out.
There's a little intro into that experience.
Inner Rising Retreats on Instagram if you're interested. We have a little bit of room left in February. We try to keep them small, 10 people or less, because we really want you to have a focused, intimate experience without a lot of other things going on around you.
Yeah.
And then there's one in May that will be in Mexico, just outside of Cancun, which is really cool. And then there's a woman's retreat in October that's probably full, maybe a little bit of room. And we're thinking about squeezing one in between. Maybe I'll do a men's retreat type of thing would be cool. Or just have some homies who expressed interest. So, if you're interested in a private one or, it doesn't have to be one on the books, we can go down there. We have a house down there. And, we'll take small groups of 4 or 5 people that are friends and just go and do it if that's what they want to do. It's really just about having access to the traditional, more ancestral way that it's served and doing it with people that have absolutely the best intentions for you around your healing. And I think the third part of that is we know exactly where the medicine came from, and it's made, by us or by Alejandro. We helped him make the last batch, but usually him and his ayahuasqueros are making it. So I think other advice I would give you is if you're drinking ayahuasca, you want to ask where did the medicine come from and who made it, because what gives medicine its power isn't just the medicine, but it's the intentions put into it when it was made, which is a weird thing, but that's the spiritual fabric of like what makes it so mysterious and mystical. It's like, you know what I mean? If you could have somebody who's not a good person, try to make it and have a weird experience. You could have somebody who's not versed in it all make it and it not work, right? Because it's just more like so that's important. Who's making it and what's the intentions? And I would just say make sure you're doing it with people that have your healing in mind, and also that their sole motivation isn't just for money. Like it takes money, right? But there's places where it's a racket. And Inner Rising Retreats was kind of started by Emily and then myself and a couple other friends, where it was like, all right, don't just show up at a bus station in Peru trying to find ayahuasca and asking around. Like, if you guys want to have a authentic, like, strong experience with good people, like, we found some amazing people, and now we are opening up a pathway for people to have that experience in that way if they want to,
Rad.
And it's super affordable. It's like, someone was telling me to drink here, at some of the places was like, $2,000 for 3 ceremonies.
Damn.
Yeah, and you can go to Colombia for 1,800, and that includes 7 nights, sleep, food, transportation. Only thing you got to pay for on top of that is your plane tickets, and usually you want to buy a poncho, right? Some cool like Colombian swag. You know what I mean?
I thought you meant the poncho was for like the purging and the shitting that you're doing. Usually you might want to bring a poncho too. So
No, like a cool one that's keep you warm at night. Like,
gotcha.
so you blend in.
Gotcha.
Nothing
that's
more
rad,
authentic
dude.
than 10 gringos in Colombian ponchos.
How about when we went to Texas and bought fucking cowboy shirts for dinner in the Grand Ole Opry?
Yeah, that was great. And then we showed up, they're like, sweet country western shirts, and we were like the only ones wearing them. If I didn't love that shirt so much, I would have felt dumb.
The only person that was wearing the same shirt as us was the usher at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
And we took a picture with her.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, cool, dude. Have a good journey.
Thank you.
See you when you get back.
Yeah.
See you on the other side.
See you on the other side, dude.
I'll hold down the fort here.
Good.
You don't worry about nothing here.
Okay, I was. But now that I know you got under control.
I got you, bro.
You and JJ over there, you got it, dude.
We got your back, bro.
All right, appreciate it.
Don't worry. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. And everybody take care. Like, subscribe, share, comment, engage with us. We will see you soon.